Well, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Uh, Things happen. Anyways, we're going to get straight to it. I usually want to do a video like this about 3 weeks before, or a week before, or 2 weeks before. A lot's gone on in MMA, as we know. First of all, talk about the Fedor and Fabricio Werdum loss, because I know that's something people might want to hear about, what I thought on that. Fedor is going to lose eventually. Um, if you would have given me a list of names, then I wouldn't have said Fabricio Werdum. I probably would have said Alistair Overeem. That being said, Werdum beat Fedor last weekend. Now, a lot of people are going crazy. And people are like, oh, Fedor's a can. Here's the thing. He did lose a fight. He's going to lose eventually. He has looked vulnerable in some of his fights, but he hasn't, I wouldn't say he's past his prime to the point where, like, when you see a Ken Shamrock fight and Ken's losing, or even how Chuck has looked in his last 4 or 5 fights, he didn't look like that. Fedor knocked him down and then went charging in Verdum's guard. Verdum, as Joe Rogan said, as a bad motherfucker with long legs, who I believe is an Abu Dhabi champion. He's a very accomplished jiu-jitsu guy and submission grappler. You put a guy like that in his guard, he's gonna catch you somehow. And he did that. He put Fedor in a triangle and Fedor lost. What I don't like is the way some fans are like, oh my god, and the way people have carried on. It's not over. It doesn't make him any less of a man or a fighter. He lost. It happens. Same thing with Lyoto Machida, and everyone's trashing Machida because he lost his fight. Um, I did say though there would be one person happy, and that would be Dana White, and it was right, and I wasn't too wrong about that. Dana has been all over the on his Twitter with a little smiley face, and in his comments saying, "Well, he was a myth, anyways." Um, Dana always has a point with Fedor. I do believe that there's certainly a competition at his weight class in the UFC. I think outside of the UFC, he's only really got Barnett and Alistair Overeem as real challengers, and you could probably say Werdum as well. Like three people. There's an established division in the UFC, and it would have been interesting to see what happened. That being said, it doesn't mean that Fedor is not a good MMA fighter, because he is. And then that goes straight into the Jake Shields news that I've been hearing about. Jake Shields apparently Strikeforce released him from his contract. I think that's Strikeforce's way of saving face publicly before Shields goes to the UFC. Shields has openly said he wants to fight Anderson Silva. I would rather see him at welterweight. I would like to see him versus George. It won't be the most aesthetically pleasing fight to watch, but I think styles make fights, and I think this would be interesting to see if he can have his way with George, or George can have his way with him, who imposes whose will. Um, and then skipping right to what we've got going on this weekend, the big heavyweight fight. I'm really looking forward to this. Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin. I was looking forward to seeing this last year in November. I was really pumped for that. The way I see it, a lot of people making a lot about. They're both about the same size. They're both these monstrous freak show looking heavyweights. I don't like using that term freak show, but people are saying they're these big freak show heavyweights, and this could probably be Brock's biggest challenge. Because of that, I do favour Carwin in this fight. I think Carwin's got more experience, and he's got decent stand-up for a heavyweight. I mean, look at he's knocked guys out, knocked guys out. It's only maybe his last 3 fights he's starting to fight tougher and tougher competition, and he's coming into his own. And I think that he has a good shot on Brock. I would be nervous for Brock's chin. Then again, I said that when Brock fought Heath Herring, and look how that turned out. People want to make a lot about the size. Now, here's something that people don't know. When Brock was in the NCAA finals and when he was competing as a college wrestler, he was not the biggest heavyweight, and he was competing against heavyweights bigger than him, and he was beating them. So that's always an interesting thing I just want to put out there, because a lot of people are saying, oh, Brock won't take him down, Brock won't take him down. He might not take him down, we don't know that. Those questions will be answered tonight. But the fact is, if you go through Brock's wrestling career, before the WWE, when he was wrestling in college in the NCAAs and wrestling in state, he was actually not the biggest heavyweight there, and he was doing very well against heavyweights who outweighed him by about 15 to 20 pounds. So we'll see. Brock's throwing everybody off because he's been really chirpy in all these interviews, which is quite funny. I watched the countdown show actually. It was pretty interesting the way they marketed it. Brock being a lot more of the loudmouth, trash talker, whereas Carvin's more, more the calmer of the two. This is going to be a great fight. It's the equivalent of watching two um, steroid, no, I don't want to use that term, two gorillas in a jungle who haven't been fed, who haven't had any kind of, nookie, and you just leave them there into a cage and just see what happens. This is going to be a great fight. Probably won't see it till like 4 in the morning because of the time difference and because of work. So that's what I've got to say. That. Oh, also, it's a shame Vanderlei Silva is not fighting on this card. He's injured his ribs. I have to say though, my respect and my hat, though I'm not wearing one, goes off to Chris Lieben because that guy is a warrior. He just fought 2 weeks ago against Aaron Simpson, and now he's going to fight Akiyama, which is I've got a lot of respect for him, and I hope he gets some money. I hope he gets paid well out of that. If he wins, actually, that's going to really put his name out there. You know, 2 fights back to back within 2 weeks, and Akiyama is quite respected by a lot of MMA fans. And if Lieben does beat him, which isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility, I don't know. That could work wonders for his career. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry to rush all of this. I'm going to be doing quite a few more videos. I've just got my system back, maybe like 2 days ago. Anyways, let me know what you think. Sorry this video is really, really late. Message me, put something on my wall, and I'll see you lot soon. Enjoy the fights.